everybody. So, today's video is gonna kind of play off of yesterday's. So I got this beautiful priority planner in the mail. Look at how pretty that is. And this is a goals journal. So if you open it up, I did last night's at nighttime. I'm supposed to do it during the day, so I don't have it quite all filled in. And I'm still trying to understand it a little bit, but this is the month. So I went back through the month and did little things that I did on the days. In the beginning of it, it gives you a little interview and says, only do, start from today. And then this is a weekly glance. I don't have that completely filled out. I'm still trying to understand all the components, but then each day it tells you to go through. So I did this in reverse. Yesterday I did it at night and went back through my day so that I could kind of understand all of the key components of what I would need to do. And there's a checklist called 5 to Thrive, and Rachel Hollis does this. She has a group that's called the last 90 days, and then the last 90 days you do 5 to Thrive. She does it every day, but she specifically sets this group up, and now there's already people saying, okay, we're going to do, the first 100 days or whatever of the New Year's, so that her point was, if you end the year strong, you're going to start the year off on the right foot rather than trying to backtrack and start the year off on, on a good foot when you're already starting it out from a sluggish standpoint. And there's the 5 to Thrive checklist is wake up an hour early, do a 30-minute workout, drink half of your body weight in ounces of water. So, and then do a journaling practice of daily gratitude, which I've done for years and years, so that one's easy for me. And then give up one food category. And so I already have a pretty limited food that I do, and I'm trying to actually incorporate food back into my life. So I like to change that one to adding in a good habit instead of taking something away, because my life is already pretty minimal. There's an empowering belief that you choose. And my empowering belief that I lived by yesterday was, I radically accept I may mix up the time and I continually am working on myself. So just because I mix up the time doesn't make me less of a person, or that I'm trying to be rude and disrespectful to other people and not see them as valuable. I just mix up the time sometimes, especially when, I'm not going to try to explain it. I don't understand. I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to grow and not mix up the time as much, but I do. And sometimes that makes me late, and I'm trying to grow from that. Then there's a part where you give yourself 3 important tasks for the day. What could help you be proud of yourself? And what can you anticipate that might throw you off track? So I actually started my day off yesterday that could have thrown me off track, and I just chose to accept the fact that sometimes I may mix up the time. And so I chose to look at the positive parts of that and not let that set my day going in a spiral downward. I chose to just choose the thought. I chose right away when I woke up that today works in my favor. There's scripture that says God works all the things for good of those who love him. And for me, I just chose to believe that I needed extra rest, and it took a little bit more time for my brain to function yesterday. My body was up and ready and felt good, but my brain was having a hard time processing a thought and bringing that to fruition. So I didn't make an excuse about or a judgment about it. I just accepted it for what it was and tried to do the best that I could. And eventually I just dumped a bunch of citrus oils on my head. I used lemon, citrus bliss. I used some spearmint on the sides of my temples and just tried to get my brain to think a thought. And my gratitude for yesterday was we got to set up our new bed and have our first night's sleep in our new bed, which makes me super happy. And so then I just went through and did I started the day setting my intention. Today, I radically accept and love myself. It's my empowering belief. I wrote down the 5 to thrive. What can I anticipate that might throw me off track is timing. And so, so today I got to start my day on top of things. Like I did my journaling. I did my my goal journaling in my goal book, and I used different colors. These looks like watermelon now that I'm thinking about it. So I did my goals, and one of my goals is I creatively write. So I gave myself 15 minutes this morning to creatively write. So I opened this up. Yesterday I started a story, and I'm hoping that it'll be more than just creative writing. It's one of my actual goals. I'm using my affirmation. I creatively write every day to actually work toward one of my goals. And I have my goal written as an affirmation as well, but I don't want to share that, specifically with you. But I did my creative writing in the beginning of the book. I did my, I do different journals because I write more than what would be room in Rachel's journal. So I wrote 10 gratitudes. I do my 10 goal affirmations. Then I choose the one. So I chose the one and put it in my priority planner. And then I started this practice. I learned in a coaching course that you're supposed to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself. Well, I have a really hard time doing that. Sometimes I force myself to do it, but it's not easy for me. And you guys can think whatever you want about that. I know my life and I know why it's hard, and it's not that I don't love myself. It's just hard to actually look myself in the eye and tell myself that. And I know it's a good practice to love yourself, and I feel like sometimes I love myself. But it's really hard to say that out loud and look at myself in the face when I say it. So I started a journaling practice telling myself why I love myself. And that's a little bit easier for me. And so it's taking baby steps. And so I've included that into my journaling time. So I had to figure out how to get my goal journaling more concise because I was taking too long to do that. And so then there were days when I just didn't journal because I didn't have enough time. So now I just do this really quick. I do my goals journal, I do my gratitude journal, and then I write my I love you journal. And then and I'm hoping to turn this into a book someday, but it won't be all of my journaling, but just the idea of it. So and then I put, I just take a few minutes to plan out my day. And so then I planned out my day and made sure that I had my time to, do my journaling. And then when I did that, I didn't quite have as much time for my creative writing because I have to figure out how to reconstruct my morning sessions. And the challenge for me of the 5 to thrive is getting in physical activity. So that's not part of my morning routine. That has to be part of my afternoon routine. I get a little bit sluggish in the afternoon. So that has to be part of my afternoon routine. So as soon as I hop off of here, I'm going to spend a few minutes doing some physical activity. And today I think I'm going to do yoga. I did buy a dance DVD called Body Groove, which I really am excited about. But I think today I really need some yoga, so that's what I'm going to do. And so I have my work on here. I put my lunch in here. I talked to a friend today. I didn't get the decluttering done, but I do have some openings later in the day where I can wiggle that in down there, and I am going to focus on that tomorrow. I just kind of wanted to get a little bit of a jump start today. So I started my day off so happy, like with so much joy. Because, look at this beautiful planner. And what helps me get started is having a set plan. So I started the day off with so much joy. And that's my January joy for today, January 10th. I hope you have a wonderful day.